Hello.
Hello. I will never not jam out to that little intro.
I know.
Come in.
It's the drums and the bass. Like it makes me just want to just like move.
Yep. Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome. This is one of these days. This is Thom, and I'm Crystal from Dragon Mount. Welcome to our Avatar rewatch. I haven't seen you guys in a couple of weeks, right?
I know. We missed you.
Reverse. I've missed you guys. This is my home away from home. Hey, Glenn. Good to see you again. Last night was super fun.
Yeah, last night was fun. It was hard to not talk about like I don't want to say I've mastered, but I've gotten so much better about like not spoiling Wheel of Time stuff from doing like first time reader shows, but like trying to censor myself, not spoiling Avatar was really hard.
Well, I was happy. I actually rewatched just episode 1 twice before we went on last night because I wanted to remember like exactly where it ended and what not to say and what not to talk about because I feel like I'm really bad about that. We've talked about the middle of the Wheel of Time on is all just one big book once you get past like 5. So I'm really bad about spoilers.
We haven't been like monitoring our spoiler content for Avatar at all.
No.
Yeah, I haven't been good at that. Yeah, of course, man. Always. Like I hate spoiling things for people, and I wouldn't want to do it on accident. Like, so it's like not like a thing. If someone asks me, like, totally, I'm gonna try, but sometimes it's hard. You didn't ask me not to curse. If you asked me not to curse,
yeah, that's the problem.
Avatar, like then I would have been sweating the whole time, and
Tom's head would pop. He would melt into a puddle of goo.
Speaking of sweating, I'm sweating with anticipation because we have two absolutely lovely individuals sitting backstage. And yes, I said two because there's like a surprise guest as well that's going to hang out with us for a little bit before we start watching.
A familiar face.
Yeah, I think there'll be a couple of people that will remember her face. Let's see.
Look, here comes an awesome guest.
Yay!
Hi.
Welcome. So we have where are our names? Our names are gone. Why don't we have any names?
Oh no.
No one knows who we are now.
You just gotta guess.
There it is.
Yes.
We have Redfield, who's over here.
I'm absurd and impertinent because the last time I was sorry, I didn't notice that. It was a Pride and Prejudice stream, and I had added that. It's still there. So I'm still absurd and impertinent.
I support that statement. I mean, I have to change mine back to what mine normally is because I changed it to Dragon Mount for when we did Glenn and Matt Stagger or Bill and Jen Jen's show last night so that people know who I am because who the hell knows who I am. Mine is usually my base title anywhere I go.
A hot mess. All right, you can be a hot mess. I'll be absurd and impertinent. It's good.
Pride and Prejudice with zombies was a fantastic book, and like there was like a web comic that I read that took a vein from that. That was a lot of fun.
Nice.
And we're similarly dressed as well.
We are. We got matching shirts.
Yeah, you have good taste
for good reason.
Yeah. So before we lovingly lavish over Miss Redfield's amazing, beautiful. I have to share at least one right now. Amazing.
We were looking at it before.
Huge, talented brain that she has. Like I would like just a drop or a modicum of the talent that goes into making costumes like this.
Whoa!
Look at that.
That is a gray Aes Sedai and modeled after the TV show Greys, obviously.
Oh, wow.
But yeah. I have like, I don't know. By the way, so Redfield sent me, I don't know, like 5 or 6 pictures. I may have gone and downloaded like 12 more. So we're going to talk about those too.
Yay!
But before we do that, we have something fun to talk about that some people may be possibly attending in the very near future.
I would hope so. Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Thom and Krista, for having me on to talk about WatCon a bit, because that's the hat I'm wearing today is the programming director for WatCon, which is this week. I'm super excited about.
You know, I'm excited, but I also I'm not a fan of I'm not afraid of flying. I just don't like people, and then you have to be close to them in a tube for many hours. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
I hear you. It's not a great experience for anyone. Nope.
Yay!
Ooh.
Yay.
So good at those things.
Awesome.
Yep, that all looks familiar.
So let's see. Hold on. I'm gonna be super professional and do things. Look what boom!
Ooh.
Look at that beautiful man.
Look at that
right
guy.
there.
Look at that hairstyle that he's got, that you've got, Thom. Like, you and he are just.
Hey, listen, we both have beautifully shaped heads. Like, not, sometimes you shave your head. Like one of my best friends in high school shaved his head and discovered he had a big ass dent in the middle of his head. He's like, I can never shave my head again.
Oh no.
Sorry, Rob. Sorry about that.
When my dad had cancer, he shaved his head, and everyone commented about how nice and round his head was. And he says, "Thank you. My mother turned me when I was little."
Oh.
So that he didn't have a flat spot.
Gotta rotate them, apparently. But yeah, so obviously you can't pick up. Can you, or can you? Am I just making an assumption here? Can you pick up physical tickets or no?
You cannot. No, the physical tickets are not being sold anymore because we have to cut it off at a certain point in order just to prepare the badges and the physical things that we give people when they show up in person. So, that has closed. However, you can still at any point register to attend virtually, and that's really what I wanted to talk about, because we've put a lot of effort into really trying to make an awesome experience for the virtual tickets, and even more so this year than we've done in the past. So you can do that anytime, and you don't have to have total FOMO for missing out on everything that's going on.
You have a lot of virtual content listed, right?
Yeah.
Here we go. Look at that.
Yeah. So
wow.
You can, if you have a virtual ticket, you can stream live. You can choose all the panels and, take your pick, stream live, whatever you want. You can bounce around from one to another if you want, but also you can go back later and have access to all the streams. So if you don't watch one live, you can watch it all later. All of the main sessions are streamed live. And that even includes we have an all-inclusive dinner on Friday. That's part of the all-inclusive membership. And you get that. The standard membership. So standard memberships in person don't have that, but you do as a virtual ticket holder. And that's cool because we usually have some live readings. Michael Kramer and Kate Redding, the audiobook narrators, will read to us live. It's a great experience and entertainment and so on. So you have all of that, and then also we do some virtual exclusive content also.
Ooh. Is that what was listed in the schedule? So if I go to the schedule and I look up the virtual stuff?
Yes. So if you do that, or anything that says virtual there, this is something that if you're attending live, you're not going to be able to sit and watch this. You obviously, like anybody else, you can go back and watch it later. But if you're a virtual attendee, you can stream these live. And so these are little interviews with all of our special guests. And then also where it says roving reporter, that's going around and interviewing attendees. So just, kind of get a feel for what it's like to be on site. Some of those are happening in the evening, so you can kind of get a feel for people just kind of hanging out after programming, and some of them are in between panels. And so trying to kind of give people more of an experience of being there as much as possible if you can't make it in person.
I apologize now if the roving reporter catches me after I've been inebriated for a little while.
I think that's mainly the point, actually, is to catch people who are inebriated and having a good time. The other thing is, if you are attending virtually, definitely want to be in the Discord. If you're not already in the Discord, that's a really great way to connect with all the other attendees, virtual and in person, although, pre-connect with people who are attending. If you're there, I don't know how much you're hanging out in the Discord while you're there, but all the virtual attendees definitely hanging out in the Discord, and it's a great way to connect with people. So I highly recommend joining the Discord. You should have a link if you've bought any kind of membership, in your email to join that at any point.
Oh, okay.
So,
I was going to look for it, but you have to join the Discord, or else it wouldn't be.
yes, you'll get an email link to join. If you sign up for a virtual membership, you'll get that.
And you guys like, you have the Discord, and I feel like this could be a selling point for some people, because so many people like get frustrated at there being like, oh my God, so many Discord channels. But
yes,
you guys kind of like retire the WatCon Discord and silence it. Like, you don't do nothing in it until like how many months before the actual show?
I think we did it like it was between like maybe like 1 and 2 months ahead this time. But yeah, we close it for a while, at least, or keep it like minimally open. So it's not really active. And then mainly because like every year we have to make sure we have the people who are attending, there, and anybody who's not, not in the Discord anymore. So yeah, we refresh it. It's not active all the time, but it's very active around the time of the con. We do some like virtual events in the Discord, like leading up to the con. So there's lots of good ways to connect with people. Yeah, we do trivia there, all kinds of fun stuff happening in the Discord, and really, really good way to connect. And the other thing, if for virtual attendees too, is we truly try to make sure we are taking like your comments and questions and things like on all of the streams. So if you're watching a panel and you have a question for the panelists or a comment you want to make, and you're putting that on YouTube, then we've got people monitoring that to try to like bring you into the conversation, and you can, be a part of the panel.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And like, I don't think anyone doesn't know who Kate Redding and Michael Kramer are, but obviously the voices of everyone.
Yes, yeah, the voices of the audiobooks, and their live readings are incredible. So like, you will get those as a virtual attendee.
Ooh, it's in a wrote that. So if you want to join the Discord for WatCon, you need to get a ticket, because it's pretty much only for WatCon. It's not one of those Discords that like is constantly all year long, doing stuff with that. They do stuff for WatCon, and then, everyone kind of has their own space, but there is stuff going on, a lot of stuff going on in the months before and just after WatCon, and then smatterings throughout the year, but they'll let you know.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if Arosa was saying that they have some sort of membership already and then didn't get an email. So if that's the case, definitely send us a message. You can, just checking, like, I think if you do, there's like a contact WatCon on the website. So if you put that
we get
in,
to do a whole extra thing.
Did you?
Oh yeah, down here.
I don't know. So there might be like a small delay. I can check and see. I'll bring it up to make sure that people are. Yeah. So send us a message. Let us know that you don't have that. It may be like there could be a little delay. Like if you just bought it, they might like send out another batch. But I will make sure to mention that to the right people, so that if you need one in particular, contact us. And
we got a whole week. So we'll make sure you get it. And Rebecca knows. Rebecca's not in charge of the email sending. She does all the amazing programming. She'll go and make sure that you get it.
Bug somebody else to do that and do other stuff. But yes, thank you for mentioning that.
You're in charge of all the awesome programming. Speaking of awesome programming, I'm very excited. So last year, anyone who attended last year, and I also bitched about it because I was very sad. Yeah. I got COVID and left before like anything happened.
Anything began. It was so unlucky, Tom. You got like the worst possible.
It was so bad. I was there for 3 days. Like, I wasn't there for 3 days. I got in on Wednesday afternoon. So I was there Wednesday, all day Thursday, most of the day Friday. And Thursday night, I was feeling like crap. And then Friday mornings, my brother Dan, my felt brother, went out and got me a COVID test, and I ended up testing positive for COVID. So I went home because I didn't want to kill him. Yeah. But I was missing the panel, and I'm going to be honest, like all of the panels looked really great. And the ones that I was going to be on, I was interested on being on. But the one I was super sad about missing was the improvisation panel.
Yeah.
So like, it's basically anyone who's ever seen Whose Line Is It Anyway or anything like that. It's just improvisation games like that, but Wheel of Time themed, and
Yeah.
I was super excited for that. And
Yes.
we're doing it again this year. So
doing
that
it
was my
this
other-
year and upgrade to the main stage this year because it was very popular last year. So we're doing it on the main stage this year on Saturday night. So yeah,
That's-
and again, you can watch that as a virtual ticket holder. Watch Thom doing What Improv.
I'm going to be.
I will be there.
Yeah.
I will be well lubricated for that event. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I thought. Oh wait, hold on. I have the. This is a good image. I feel like it perfectly
Yeah.
encapsulates the Wheel of Time fandom. I feel like oddball nerds and interesting people. I feel like is what's happening here because you don't know. I said those two statements, but you don't know which one's which. Is what's happening.
The answer is both for sure.
It's true. It's a true story. I love Michael Livingston so much.
He's
hilarious.
great.
And Hatch obviously is.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I've heard from a number of people who've had like really great virtual experiences and they were like, now I have to go in person. So, it might be like a gateway drug for WatCon if you do.
There we go.
Come on.
Well, I can't go this year, but I literally just went right this second and bought my virtual membership.
Oh,
So I didn't miss out.
Don't miss out. Don't miss out. It's so great. It's really
It was
a lot of
because you get-
content for the cost.
It's true. You get a lot of stuff and not because it's not just the stuff for the whole weekend. It's also all of the other stuff too.
Yeah.
And you can maybe get cool shirts. I don't know. I got this last year, but
I got
maybe
this last
Good
year
shirt.
too. Yeah. I don't know if we're doing that online, but yeah, it's a very cool shirt.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you guys for
my
having me
camera's doing
on.
weird stuff. I don't know. What's happening? Where am I
Oh
going?
God.
All right.
I turn that off every day and it turns itself back on every time. So I've given up at this point. Thanks so much for coming and hang out. We're going to
Yeah.
watch some Avatar.
Have
So-
so much fun. I'm going to watch that on my own sometime because I'm definitely not caught up. So I'm not going to spoil myself. But thank you so
we
much
don't
for
wanna
having
spoil
me
you.
on.
If someone put a gun to my head and made me choose between Avatar and the Wheel of Time,
Ooh.
it would be a tough choice for me.
Okay, I won't do that.
Dead ass serious. It would be a tough choice for me. It's so good.
All right. Well, I can't wait to see you, Thom. Nice to see everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. That was fun. I miss having Rebecca on every day. She was fun. Yeah. Thanks. So anyway, Katie, Redfield, Miss Redfield, hi.
Hi. Sorry, I lost you for a few seconds there. I think I'm having problems with this screen for some reason, so I might move upstairs. So
Oh
if I
no.
disappear, I will be back. I promise.
Okay. Well, you're still here, and we haven't lost you yet. Like you've been there the whole time, and you look great, and the lighting's good, and you sound great. So we'll let you know
I
if
don't
you
know.
disappear.
I don't know. It's also like 110 here, so it
Ooh.
could also be that the actual computer is overheating.
It's not 110 in that room right now, is it?
I didn't hear anything you just said.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
I might go. I'm gonna go switch.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
gonna switch over. I will be right back. You do you, okay?
Yeah. Well, I'll put you backstage, and we'll figure it out. Just text me when you're ready.
What's up, Reverse? How did we confuse you today?
Yeah. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. So I'm excited about WatCon. So I'm on 3 panels. I'm doing
Ooh,
3 or
okay.
4. I think 4 actually. I don't know. Anyway, I remember 3 off the top of my head right now. So that's what we're gonna get. We're doing the improvisation panel, which is gonna be a lot of fun.
Ugh, that's why I bought the ticket just now, was for that.
I moved Redfield backstage because she's having technical difficulties and she has to go get the brains of the operation, which is her loving husband Brandon, who knows how to do all the tech stuff. But she'll be back in a minute. So until then, we can look at a couple. I don't want to look at too much of her stuff, but I already showed
No, because I
her
have questions.
her
Yeah,
Aes
that's
Sedai stuff.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's really great. But I'm doing the improvisation panel. We're doing an old tongue panel.
Interesting.
We're going to be talking about the old tongue in general, the creation of it, what Robert Jordan's inspirations for it. Alan sent me some stuff because Alan had a huge part in creating the old tongue. Like I don't want to say Alan created the old tongue, but like Alan's hand was very heavy in the creation of the Old Tongue as a formal language.
Gotcha.
And he is a pretty advanced speaker of the Old Tongue. So he's sent me some stuff in the past that we've used in other panels, which I don't want to share the thing that he sent me for this weekend because it's special for the WatCon people. But I could share the stuff that he sent me in the past for WatCon last year and for JordanCon. So one was, well, I'm going to see if anyone understands the line first. Like I'll say what it is in Old Tongue and then I'll say what it is in English, and I want to see if anyone can get it. Like, because I'll do the direct translation, not the like. Okay. So the first one that I asked for was where is it? Jalu Moro Tia Shust. And I'm probably mispronouncing the words, but I'll post it in chat for everybody. Jalu Moro Tia Shust. I'll post it in chat. And it means go down to knee. Does anyone know where that might be from?
We've talked about this. I remember where that's from.
Do you remember where it's from? Okay, all right. We'll see if anyone else knows where it's from. No, actually, yeah. So yeah, Aaron already got you. Alan did retire from like just everything. He's retired completely from working. He is a retired person now. So he doesn't do a lot of really anything like in this vein anymore. So now he just does stuff for fun. You'll often see him hanging out with the guys over at Twatcast because he's a huge fan of Twatcast, like we are.
I think it was when we did when you were on the Twatcast After Dark panel that we talked about this.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, because he sent that video for the Twatcast. Yeah, that was funny. So,
Gnome is going to be late, and I did not approve that. So
Gnome said he's going to be late, and we're sad because we miss him. Yes, I know. I also notice his absence. It's very disheartening, and I'm a little nervous, to be honest, because he's usually the one that corrects me.
Did he run it by you? He didn't ask me, so
I don't know why
he thinks he can be late.
I'm gonna fire him when we get to WatCon.
Rude.
I think he's going this year, so I'm gonna just tell him he's fired. I don't know what from what, but he'll be fired. All right, so yes, Neil is the correct thing, but does anyone know where that's from? Like, what is that in reference to? I'll give it another couple of seconds before I tell people. But yeah, Alan thought that was funny, and then he said, just as an addition, he sent me another one, which I'll tell everyone what it is. But this one, it has a couple of similar words in it, but Rand E Perrin Sa Ti Vadin Condon Matt Moro Jalu. Yeah, I mean, we could talk about the TV show. It's yes, it is full spoilers for the real-time TV show, and we'll do first 3 books for the series. So we don't usually talk about a lot of Wheel of Time stuff here, but we can at least acknowledge that. So, in Alan fashion, what he sent me was a dad joke. The one that I just read translates to Rand and Perrin walk into a bar. Matt ducks. All right. The first one is a very famous scene from the Wheel of Time TV show, and that's when Suan tells Moiraine to get down on her knees. Yeah, when
they're in private, when they're together in private.
Oh yeah, I have a lovely badge ribbon on my. I don't know if you can see it right now. It's right there. I could turn my camera so that you can see it, or I could turn. You know what? Hold on. I'll turn the facial.
Just move your head.
Yeah, I'll turn I turned the facial tracking off again. It's not on again, so I'm going to turn it back on. Watch, it won't even work now that I want it to work. I actually want it to turn on now. It's not going to turn. Now the thing's not. All right, whatever. I have a badge ribbon over there. I have all my badges over there. That says the Amerlin's seat. If anyone gets that, we'll be a little bit nicer about it. I won't spell that one out. All right, we almost got Redfield back.
Almost. So at WatCon, is there like, do people play games there? Is there like a gaming room? Because that might have been one of my favorite parts of Jordan Con was the last night where we were all just drinking and playing games. And
So obviously, so this is like WatCon 3,
okay,
4, 4. This is no. All right, it's either 3 or 4. I'm bad though, so like everyone knows how bad I am with numbers and crap. I didn't go to the first one. I think this is the third one. Yeah, I didn't go to the first one. I went to the second one, and this is the third one. Aha, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. See, there we go, Glenn. I'll trust the first thing I
Thanks,
say because
Glenn.
it confirms what I say. So it's still relatively small, but for a con of its size, it's pretty big. Like I would say, like going to cons that are around this size for this many years, I would say that this is a larger small convention. But it's in a small hotel, so they don't have a lot of like business space. So like when cons like this rent a hotel, they use like all of the space that the hotel would have. And this hotel, pretty much, they use all the space. They don't have a space for a dedicated gaming room.
Gotcha. Okay.
But there is the lobby is pretty big and has a lot of tables and stuff in it. So people, like last year when I was there, set up games everywhere, including we had Koala Sedai on who did the Cards Against Time. They were playing that almost the entire weekend, all day and night.
That is what I'm sad to miss all of it, but I'm sad to miss that, especially with like the new cards coming out.
Especially because I have a card that's coming and it's gonna be fantastic. I'll post it when we get it.
Exciting.
It is pretty fantastic. And then I think I saw people playing Splendor and like as always, Magic the Gathering, which I haven't played in a very long time. But you know, people still love it. Brandon loves it.
What color deck did you rock when you played Magic?
Oh, it was a black and red deck, I want to say.
I had black and green. But it's been a very, very, very long time. Yeah. Glenn, Settlers of Catan. Interestingly enough, my brother-in-law and his boyfriend, we had this long-standing like verbal feud of how we were going to kick each other's asses at that game. They just moved to Maine this week, and we never got to play. So I told him when we come to visit, we'll have to sit down and have an all-out battle.
One of the really cool things that Steam did was they actually put in a bunch of board games into their thing. So a lot of board games have actually like made, I don't know what you would call it, but like actual game engine game, like a video game, but it's not a video game. It's just the board game. Like you have a screen with the board on it and you play the game, but it's not like anything super special. It's just the board game. And they're relatively cheap. A lot of the board games have that. And then, and I think Catan also has it. Not all the versions of it, but I think there's like, at the very least, the base game. But there's also a thing called Tabletop Simulator, which has like every game under the sun, including games that people made, because you can just make your own game in the Tabletop Simulator.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. And most of the games that are available on that like people have made are free. So like, that's nice. And Tabletop Simulator is like $8. So it's been out for a long time, but it's still updated and maintained. It's very good. But yeah, no, I haven't played Catan, regular Catan, base Catan in a long time. I played there's a Pirates version. I can't remember the name of it. My friend Rick would kill me because it's like his favorite game. All right, hold on, because
Hi.
Welcome back.
Yay! We love Brandon, even though another thing that I'll add to my what I like to call my pre-sleep self-hate list that I just run over in my head over and over again before I fall asleep will be the fact that before we came on, I mistakenly called her husband, whose name is Brandon, Brian. So that'll just get added to my list of things that I've awkwardly embarrassed myself.
I mean, he's also been called Brenda, so it's fine.
Brenda.
Do you get to play with your daughter all the time? That's awesome. I wish don't get me wrong, my parents were great when I was a kid, but they're not nerdy in any way. They didn't play board games or video games.
Tangent? You? No.
Redfield,
That would never
Stephen
happen.
King villain. I don't know. Is Redfield a Stephen King villain?
I think I've read like 2 of his books. It's not really my favorite genre.
Me either.
Yeah.
I don't like horror stories, and like when I was younger, I read It was one of the first things. Gnomon Garden. See, I was gonna fire you, but now that you're
We
here,
were
I got
mad.
so excited that I'm not gonna fire you.
We
So-
talked about it. We were upset that you didn't let us
It's
know
fine,
that,
Dee.
you know,
It's
you didn't
safe.
ask us to be late.
There he is. It's
Sounds
Brandon.
cutting out.
We can hear her good, but our
I
sound
can-
cuts out for her sometimes. is what Steve said.
I can see them, and they can hear me, but I can't hear them.
Tom, how's your
man.
sign language? Can we?
Yeah.
I can spell. It's
Can
gonna
you
be
hear us
real,
now?
real
I
slow.
haven't moved. It's okay. It's fine. If I just don't respond, like I just
Well, hang
didn't
on,
hear
hang
you.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. But you can hear us now, though.
It's fine.
Just so you can at least hear them.
You think so?
You could also call
No,
in on your
we had to
phone
f-
and then just
We had to
put your-
fend for
put headphones in
ourselves.
or something.
That is true. I have like 3 screens at this point, so like, what's one more?
The whatchamacall, I hate working with sound stuff. Like I hate it. And I have to do it all the damn time, especially when I stream video games, which I do sometimes. So if people want to, you know, come and follow, like most of people right now are watching on YouTube, but we do have a Twitch account as well. And we are streaming currently live over there as well.
Oh,
Yep.
Yay!
so turn me down here. All right.
I think I fixed it, so you should be good.
Okay. One.
Oh, the sound is probably coming out from over there. Oh, let me try the other way around. Now talk.
That sounds
Nope.
better.
Or go the other way. Yeah, you're good now. You're not echoey. I don't hear echoey at least. But yeah, so if I do stream video games over there, but when you stream video games, I have to constantly change the audio settings, and then I mess them up, and I don't remember what they are, and I mess them up every single time.
It's fine. I can hear them. I'm just gonna pretend like I'm talking to the screen.
Yes, we can hear you, and you can hear us. That is
Yay.
that is the goal.
Oh,
Phew.
It's funny too because it's not even like we didn't like Redfield was super professional. She came
Super early.
20 minutes early. We had everything working perfectly fine, and computers are just so much fun. Anyway, I've been not showing people all of these pictures because like I want you to like talk about them, and I don't want to like I won't be able to do them justice. So I
think you could.
I want to gush over you, and you need to be here when we gush over you.
Don't worry.
Yeah, we need to put her up where I am so we can see
Oh
her.
yeah,
when
no,
we
here I'll go
pictures
down there. You guys can be up there.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna start sharing some of these pictures because they're fantastic. So the only picture that I teased everybody with so far was your gray sister here.
Yep.
Because I didn't want to spoil them on all of the other amazingness. But you sent also the juxtaposition between the
God.
show and book Aes Sedai. So do you have a preference?
The TV version is definitely more comfortable. The book version is like more impressive.
It's beautiful. There's not even a good enough word for how phenomenal it is. Those
Thank you.
sleeves are incredible.
Yeah, and
Like,
they're
I
can't even-
stretchable,
like,
too.
Oh,
Because I think
I want to do it so that we could see all of us together. So I'm gonna do.
Oh, there we go.
I'm gonna do this so that we could see. I want to see your face. I want to embarrass you. So I got to be able to see your face when we embarrass you.
great.
All right, so I'm gonna share my screen, and I'm just gonna share my entire screen so that we could just go through the pictures together.
so were you saying
So-
it's detachable? Hold on, go back to the Aes Sedai.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the Aes Sedai first.
But this one is that coat without the sleeves.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I would assume that like just for practicality reasons, the TV Aes Sedai may be more preferable.
Yeah.
And I think we talked about that when we had you on for like the Wheel of Time episodes, but like, and a lot of people were butthurt about, no shawls, no big poofy skirts. I want people to just close their eyes and imagine the scene when Logain's Dragonsworn attack the Aes Sedai camp, and instead of being dressed like that Aes Sedai, they're dressed like this one. So like, while this is beautiful,
yeah,
could you imagine trying to run through underbrush with that? Like,
so
getting
even
caught?
in the snow, it was super impractical.
It's
and that's
beautiful.
not even a lot of snow.
There would be shawls everywhere. There would be shawls just strewn all over the place.
Anyone who like who needs the shawls, right?
Yeah.
To like have the Aes Sedai experience. Just think about from a film perspective, if you had all of the sitters, right? 3 people at any time are going to be messing with their shawls, like moving them or dropping them. Or my shawl on the book version is attached to my sleeve because I have dropped it and couldn't feel the fact that I wasn't wearing it anymore.
That makes sense.
So shawls, I understand.
Yeah. I mean, and I just like, I used to wear a shawl, like, not as a joke, but like, as a lark a little bit around JordanCon often. Like someone would toss me a shawl because they didn't want to wear it anymore. Or, someone would ask me to hold it and I would put it on. And I just trying to walk around in a t-shirt and like jeans wearing the shawl had a tough time keeping it under control. So I couldn't imagine being in a full, like,
and then trying to keep your composure or trying not to touch it. Like, they'd have to film that scene like 7 different times in like, I don't know, 20 different angles. It's kind of like taking a picture of 30 people and you're like, oh, that person has their eyes closed, that one's making a weird face, that one, like, where their hands go. It wouldn't be practical. It's you just spend all this money. Just
so and did you actually channel for this, or
I wish.
Do you do the After Effects too, or are these like?
No, I sent that to. So the reason that I chose this photographer is because he does a lot of post manipulation.
Okay, cool. It looks great. And let me see. Do we have any other good shots? Here, I like this one mainly because is this it? Yeah. You look kind of like pissed a little bit. You're like, what the fuck are you? That maybe your warder is doing something stupid, or there could be like a wool-headed idiot like talking out of his ass about Aes Sedai somewhere. And then there's
think of as someone who teaches high school, I wanted to channel that like, what the hell? Like, why did you do that? You're so dumb.
Please.
If I could kick you out of the
we
tower,
talked about this, and this is almost like you're impressed at how stupid they are. Maybe like there's a little bit of like impression. Like I'm impressed there. I feel like I like that one.
I try even when I'm teaching to like figure out how they could get around the rules that I've set. And sometimes I will give points to students who do that in a way that I wasn't expecting.
Originality.
Oh, well, if that one makes you think Jedi, Glenn, hold on. There's one that is not a Jedi. I 100% was like, oh, a Jedi one or a Sith. But then when you look at the picture for an extra second, you're like, no, that's neither of those things. It's a sword. There's a sword. That's not a lightsaber. That's a sword. But this is also a gorgeous picture. So is this just I'm having fun, so let's look pretty and take pictures, or is this a character?
So it was a there are some things that I don't do well. I know it's a surprise.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
And this isn't even the reason why I did this shoot. A lot of photographers find it really annoying that models have a hard time making expressions or not looking beautiful. And during this whole shoot, I was making like very yelly, angry faces. And then there were like 7 pictures of me like, ah. So, that just happened to be one of the ones you chose.
Well, I downloaded it first because I was like, ooh, like a Star Wars one. I'll grab that. And then because I only saw like the thumbnail, and then when I looked at it big, I was like, no, that's a sword.
Yeah.
But it's still a great picture. So I was like, I got to grab that one.
Yeah, so this one wasn't about a character or a cosplay. It was me feeling comfortable making angry or ugly faces.
Okay, yeah, well, I mean, hey, you I think you gave it accurate because Reverse BLT agrees he's getting angry from that, and I can see that. I didn't think angry at first, honestly. I thought of more like a contentment with your weapon of some kind, like something.
This wasn't one of the angry ones.
Okay.
You just didn't choose the angry. There's one with me like yelling
I
at
didn't
the
see
camera. But I don't know if I necessarily posted that one.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I did. So like I said, you did send me like 6 or 7 of these, and then a few of them I did a little bit of lurking on Instagram and stole. But there is a full Star Wars one, which is pretty easy to spot. So this one is a bounty hunter.
Yep.
Now the armor is gorgeous, and I love the coloring. The coloring for Mandalorians is very particular for their clan and things like that. Like for people that know Star Wars lore. So were you inspired? Like, did you? Is this your clan, or is this a clan from Star Wars that you've picked? Like, did you pick these color schemes for yourself, or?
Me and my husband are part of the Mandalore Protectors, which is another Mandalorian group. And really, for me, the reason was because I don't do eras. Like, I didn't want to be like, this is this era of Star Wars, or this is the era of like the Mandalorian lore, which kind of is the difference between the Protectors and like the Mercs.
Okay.
Like, they have the same general rules, but
So you're saying for the Protectors, which is what you're in, you don't have to abide by, like, you need to be a specific Star Wars era. You need to have okay. So you could pretty much do, like, there's rules, but they're more lax, say.
That's really the only lax rule.
Okay.
They both have extremely high standards, but you can't do a crossover, which you can't do in either of them anyway.
Okay.
So this one, I do a lot of Merida cosplays. So this is me. I got overwhelmed by all of the decisions and all of the colors and all of like the things. So I just kind of went straight for like I know Merida things. So we're going to make it a Meridalorian.
That's fucking amazing.
So
incredible.
So it's not as like strict as people can't see it generally if I don't say anything, and then I say it and they're like, oh, I
could see it with the cloak, like with the fur cloak, but the recent, what's her face, the blacksmith, she had a furry shoulder piece too, so it's not so out of place. But is it the graphic that's on her is that Merida inspired?
So it's the graphic, it's the little lapel things.
Okay.
It's the color scheme. There's a little, it looks like a gunshot, but it's like a little sprite thing on her chest.
Yeah.
Her left bracer is brown, like Merida wears a bracer for her bow, and then the bowcaster, instead of having like a giant rifle.
Okay, I can definitely see it. I'm grabbing a Merida picture so that we can I could throw it up on screen too to show people. The let me go back to the other one so we could see your bracer as well. There we go. Oh yeah, okay, I could see that's the brown bracer.
Yeah.
And then I definitely see it once I pulled that Merida picture up. So like you could see her cuffs and her sleevey bits up at the shoulders are that exact pattern. That's cool.
Yep. And then the color of the belts and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that fucking Meridolorian. That's never gonna leave my brain. That's gonna be in my brain forever. Thank you for that.
No problem.
All right, what else we got? I downloaded a couple other ones. All right, so we'll do two more. I won't embarrass you too much more. We'll do two more. So this one, I chose this one because it's recent. So like, there's a lot of recent stuff. Well, the picture might not be recent. I don't think. I think you did this a little while ago, but the show is pretty recent.
Yes.
And that's your Fallout chick that's here.
Yeah. Yeah,
Did you
it's
have?
actually
I didn't
way
see,
older than the show.
Okay. I didn't see if you had. Do you have a vault number on that vault vest?
70.
Nice. That's cool. And I want to remind everybody, because I did mention it, but I think you were not here when I mentioned it for a second. You do make all of these things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, so you make the leather work, the clothing, the accoutrement, the gun, and
I didn't make this gun or this Pit Boy.
Okay.
But I did repaint them. Because they were.
Okay. Well, I mean, hey, listen, that's a huge thing. Like, that's repainting that, taking something and repurposing it. First of all, that's right in theme with Fallout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's like I love doing that. That's like my passion. I do that with woodwork. I like to repurpose things like that, specifically taking them and repurposing them into other things. I made a coffee table out of the bassinet that Aaron's grandfather made like 70 years ago. But all right, now we have to go to the pièce de resistance.
I'm so excited for this one.
Yeah, I know you know who's coming up because it's one that I love to talk about all the time. Benjamin. So, because it's so impressive. I know you have worn this, so I know that you're tired of this because you have. First of all, you're tired because look at this thing.
It's so good. Like, I don't even understand how you're in there. Like, what are you standing on to be like? How are you?
So there's, I think they're 15-inch drywall stilts. So my feet are at the knees, and then my hands are in the wrist.
Over here, okay.
And I think with like the cannon, it's like that middle band.
Okay.
How long did this take you? Like,
so I started this the week of lockdown. Like my school had closed. I was already a substitute, so we weren't sure what was going on, what was going to happen. I didn't have any work.
Yeah.
So we had all of the stuff, and I was like, well, I'm stuck here. So let's just start it, I guess.
And just so I don't know how many people are aware of what Warhammer 40,000 is, but Warhammer 40K. So this is a Warhammer 40,000, like Warhammer 40K, but Benjamin Space Marine, but Ben Franklin.
Yes.
And we could see that in the tricorn hat and the glasses, and you have like all kind of other little bits on here that are very, Americana. You got the belt buckle. That looks like classic Captain America shield almost.
It does.
Yeah. There's 36.
This is my favorite part. I couldn't get a really good shot of this of the shoulder piece, but the we the people and like the Constitution part that's over here, or the Declaration part that's over here, is so cool. I love that.
There are 36 Ben Franklin Easter eggs on this space.
Wow.
Oh my, there's 36. Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're not doing that right now, but I'm doing this at some point. I'm gonna post. Send me a picture that you think we can get like a bunch in, and I'm gonna post it on social media, and we're gonna try to find how many Ben Franklin Easter eggs we can pick out of this because it's freaking fantastic.
Okay.
I want to get one zoomed up picture just because it looks really good, and I love this bit. How did you come up with the idea?
So when I was about 13,
Oh.
there was a boy in summer camp, or yeah, a boy in summer camp. And he just randomly started calling me Ben Franklin. And as a 13-year-old girl, it's not the most flattering thing
No, I would say so.
called. And the first thing your brain goes to is like the 70-year-old fat guy, right?
Yeah.
But he also did a lot of things that are really impressive. So this was me kind of like reclaiming that, being the big bad, standing up for the little me.
I love that. I absolutely love that. You took it back.
Yeah. So the main, because I also like to do like performance-y stuff in mine. So what I did was I asked the overall cosplay community to give me words of encouragement that they would want to hear as a small child. And I would make those little purity seal rolls and hand them out to younger cosplayers to encourage them that they are not weird or they are not different, that they are supported, and that kind of like uplifting thing.
And just again, I don't know how many people are aware of what Warhammer 40K is, but the purity seals are like a battle brother thing from Warhammer 40K. I'm not super up on the Warhammer 40K lore. I played it a very little bit early on, and I did not have the money to play.
I noticed in chat, I did forget the point of the story. So he did that to remind me to look through my glasses instead of looking over the top of my glasses.
Okay.
So it's not even a useful reminder. It's just kind of like he just found a reason.
Oh God. Is that something Benjamin Franklin enjoyed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course he did.
There was a plan to incorporate it, but because of how it's constructed, like there wasn't a place to like put ladies' bloomers anywhere. Like I wanted it to be out of the backpack, and then the backpack turned into a Franklin stove, and I was like, I don't like the bodies
Didn't
under
force
the
it.
house that he lived in weren't his. Like he didn't kill anybody, and that's a little like.
Oh, I didn't even. That's why fucking Noman Garden posted. He was like turkeys, and I didn't. I was like, where are the turkeys?
Massive.
They're right there.
They're 3 foot tall.
Fantastic. It's so great. Oh God, I love your brain. It's so awesome. It must be really interesting in there.
We have a good time.
All right. I'm done embarrassing you. But one last thing. So you actually. So did you? I'm seeing if I'm remembering this correctly because I remember you telling me this. You retired, Ben?
Yes.
Okay.
So I retired Ben from competition.
Oh, okay.
He is technically like I don't wear him anymore because he's a hassle.
Wow.
I need like another person to get me into it. I can only be in it for 4 hours. It's really hard in a con setting.
To be
Yeah, I
Now-
can imagine just walking around.
Yeah. Now, if a con were to pay me to bring him, that's something different. Like that's what I do for work.
Yeah. Okay. All right. But you're not going to do it in your competitions. But that's mainly because you won a little competition recently, right?
Yes.
Which
So
one?
I won the overarching fan expo series. It's called Masters of Cosplay, and it's, I think now, the year I did it, 2023, there were 7 finalists from across the United States and Canada. I think now there are 9 finalists, Canada and the United States. My finalist was in Toronto, and this year the finalist is at MegaCon.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
I've never I've always been intrigued by the professional cosplay circuit, but I don't have the capabilities of making any of these things. So I didn't, I've never like followed the professional circuit other than the Fan Expo final ones in the past. And when you sent the picture, I was like, oh, Erin and we were very happy for you.
Thank you.
So congratulations. It's definitely well-deserved because that's pretty fantastic.
Thanks.
But done gushing over you now, so we won't make your face turn red anymore. We get to talk about Avatar: The Last Airbender now. So now, normally, what I'm going to do for everybody, I'm going to share the links for the watch party. So if you would like to try to join the watch party, go ahead. I will. It is paused, and I believe I'm the only one with the ability to unpause it. But if you can, please don't. I will press play over on the watch party in a couple of minutes. And then also, let me get my handy dandy timer up on the screen. Bloom. Okay. Oh, that's why I moved it. Okay. That's why I had the thing shut off, because it was under that. So I'll just put it up here. I'll cover Perrin's hammer with a little bit of Perrin's hammer with the timer. Okay. So if anyone doesn't want to join the watch party for whatever reason, or is watching something other than Netflix, you could follow along with the timer. I will line it up. This episode is a double feature, so it's the Boiling Rock 1 and 2, and Netflix nicely put them together for us, so we don't have to actually watch 2 different episodes, though they were aired separately at the time. So I'll give everyone like a minute or two to get that ready if they want to queue it up. So I've been asking everyone this before we watch the episode. If you saw yourself in the Redfield, if you saw yourself in the Avatar world, would you be a bender? What country would you be from, and or what would you bend?
Oh, I think like years ago, I had a character. I think me and my sister made one. I think she was a waterbender because she liked the pentapusses. And she really wanted a pentapus.
That's fantastic. You got to watch out, though. You could catch the pentapox from that, and you don't want that.
I think I feel like I would be part of Fire Nation. Not necessarily because I love the dynamic of the Fire Nation. Just because I really like fire.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, man, do you?
I think because with the hair, I think it comes with like just being a.
It's part of your soul as well.
Like, yeah.
Okay, I get it. Wait, what did they call what's her face in Game of Thrones? The girl touched by fire because she had red hair.
Yeah.
What's her face? Ygritte? I don't remember.
I did watch.
Okay. She was the wildling that Jon Snow liked. She had red hair, and one of the other wildling called her the girl touched by fire. So it makes sense. It's thematic, I guess. I would I say it all the time, but I would I picture myself as an earthbender because like I'm a big dude and stuff. Like that's how that's my knee jerk. But when I really think about it for a sec, my like mentality and stuff, I would 100% be an airbender.
I could see it.
And I'm totally going to do a Tenzin cosplay at some point. I want to do one so bad. Oh, Ygritte. There we go. It was close. It's a weird sounding name with a
Not a bird.
Oddly placed syllables, I guess.
I think it's a bird, right? I think that's a type of bird.
Is it
Egret?
egret?
That's an egret. Is that how you spell egret?
I have no idea.
Okay. I don't know either.
I teach Thom. I can't spell. I teach elementary school, not high school. I can't spell anything.
I have dyslexia and I also can't spell. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, you're both teachers. I forgot to say that.
I teach art. We don't read.
No, good. I teach special education, so I do my very
You
best
don't read
to
either.
make kids read.
Terrible. That was terrible.
Wow. It's only okay because you have dyslexia.
I was in the first special education classes like that they made in the 90s because I had severe I didn't put spaces between words or letters. I wrote completely in the reverse and I could not read. So I'm right in there. I feel like I can say it because I'm also there.
I thought it was pronounced like the bird too. That's what reverse is saying.
Maybe.
I think that's how they said it in the show.
I believe you guys. You guys remember things like that more than I do, especially like I remember a lot of things mostly about the Wheel of Time and Avatar. Like the things that I like obsess over, those are my obsessions. I liked Game of Thrones, the TV show. I'm not a huge fan of the books. And this is it's a controversial opinion, I guess. I think George R.R. Martin is a great world builder. I don't think he's a good storyteller. That's just my opinion. Like for me, and like I wasn't grabbed by the story that he wrote in the books. I actually preferred the TV show.
I mean, I feel like part of a good storyteller is having an end.
That's inaccurate. Being able to actually put the story down and tell it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's a good point. It's a great point. I don't want to give him any hate, but it has been 17 years. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yep.
He's not gonna finish those.
All right. Before it's 17 years for us, we'll get started on the episode. So I'm gonna post the link for the watch party one more time, and then I'm gonna give everyone a countdown and press play. All right. So if you're joining the watch party, you'll be able to see it with everybody else. And if you're gonna follow along, just line up the timers, and I will line them up for you. So there'll be like a half a second delay because I just have it. I have it a little behind the TV show. All right. So here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. So if you're watching in the watch party, it should be playing now. And I will line up the timer. The timer is playing, and the show is playing, and they are aligned. It's so much better than when I tried to use like a screenshot of the actual timer on the Netflix player, because the Netflix player, for starters, does not stay up on the screen the entire time, and there's no way to make it stay up, and it's way too small.
I would start it again reverse. He was saying it was playing ahead.
Oh, okay, yeah. So if you were sitting in the watch party with the link that I posted, it may have like reset on you. So just re-click the link and it should bring you back to the watch party. I'll reshare it again in chat for everybody. Okay. So we're just in the recap right now. So we're not missing anything. Okay. So when did you watch it when it was originally aired, Redfield?
Yes. Yes. No, I was a big Avatar fan.
Me too. I didn't see book 1 when it was live, but a friend of mine was like, "Oh, you got to watch this," and I didn't believe him at first. Where are you going? Luna's leaving, so no more Luna Cam for a little while, I guess.
Ooh.
But I picked it up just before book 2 happened. Well, if you're gonna leave and walk in front of the camera, I want to snuggle before you leave.
Don't go. Don't leave us.
He needs to pay the snuggle tax, and now you can go. Go ahead. Now he's leaving. Bye. Bye, Luna. Luna's my. I don't know if I've given you the rundown on all the cats, Redfield, but Luna is my old man. He's 19 years old.
Ugh. Yeah, we had to put mine down like 2 months ago.
Oh no!
I'm
That's
so
horrible.
sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, it was very sudden.
That's sad. I'm sorry. I want to snuggle Luna again, but he left to probably go to the bathroom. Son of a bitch. Come back. I'm sorry. That's sad. Well, condolences, because that is I
It's awful.
can't even think about
It's
it.
awful.
Yeah, now we just have the bosun,
Okay.
which is fine. He works. Definitely not a 20-pound cat. But, you know.
He works. The and then we have two others too, Luna and Lanfear. Luther and Lanfear. Sorry, I'm just so distracted by Luna.
Yeah.
All right, so
You know you're not supposed to play favorites, Tom.
I know.
With your children, you're not supposed to.
Aaron is snuggling him for it.
Also, Tom, you gotta go to MegaCon because they have a life-size ABBA.
God, that's amazing. I want to go.
What?
Where's MegaCon?
Orlando.
Is it
Oh,
Orlando?
It's even super close to you.
I was trying to guess there because I freaking won, but they didn't take me.
Hmm.
Did they not want to send you there? What the hell?
It's a lot of different things.
Man,
We don't need to talk.
some heads. I'll go knock some heads for you. Yeah, maybe I will go next. When is it? MegaCon Orlando Fan Expo. It's in February. Okay. I might go next year. All right. Maybe I'll put a Tenzin costume together for Fan Expo next year, and I can take some pictures with Appa. That would be awesome.
I mean, I don't know if they'll have ABBA next year. I'm sure that they will because you don't make it life-size ABBA.
That's true.
Like,
And Avatar's still very popular because the live action show. So
which I tried. I tried the
Oh.
live action.
it's not playing for reverse. That's sad. I see people joining the watch party. There's currently 3 people in the watch party. So yeah, if you have to reverse, I guess just align the times. But the watch party seems to be working right now, at least for 3 or 4 of the people. Usually this works pretty good. It keeps freezing and then going back to the Nickelodeon.
Weird.
I'll pause it for a second, then press play again. We'll see if that doesn't.
It wasn't just me.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I have had 0 problems with this for the last I don't know, however many weeks we've been doing season 3. You got to make sure you feed the dads. They do get a little ornery if you don't feed them. My dad especially. So one of the things that I like a lot about this show is how in-depth the side characters' stories are. Like, technically, Zuko is not a main character. Like, he's like, if you wanted to say they're
Which is
like
crazy.
all of the big characters are main characters, sure. But Aang is supposed to be the main character. Zuko arguably has a better storyline than Aang, and his whole arc, including especially these last few episodes when he does these like little adventures with everyone in Team Avatar, are some of my favorite episodes in the whole thing. But his major growth episodes are great. The last episode of season 1, when he has his when he gets his fever, when Iroh like when he confronts his whole self, his whole inner self, and like he gets sick and Iroh takes care of him and like nurses him back to health and stuff. Such an interesting character.
Iroh was the goat.
Hmm?
I would watch a show with just Iroh.
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't even
No,
say
Zuko's one of my favorite stories, if not one of my favorite characters.
Oh,
When
absolutely.
talking about the live action, that's why I'm not quite sold on the the casting, the act, and it's not the actor. I don't have any beef with him. I just haven't loved the Zuko on the live action.
I had a problem with, like, there's a lack of comedy, and I don't want to say like it has to be funny, but like making the brother, I'm blanking so hard.
Oh, Sokka.
Sokka. Making him, like, whatever they did to him, I was like, but you lost his arc. Like, his arc was goofy, like, roustabout kid in this little town to, oh, he's mad. Oh, he's just mad.
Yeah.
Time. But, like, you lost it by making him his final best in the show in episode 1.
We talked about how Zuko entered his final form recently, and Aang too, and they kind of made Sokka final form the whatchamacall, the base of the Sokka in the live action. Though something we discovered while watching this and the live action at the same time is that a lot of Sokka's comedy comes from the fact that in the animated series, I feel like comes from the fact that it is in fact an animated show.
His faces and his mannerisms, a lot of that.
Yeah. Like if because I watched it at the same time, I was noticing like a lot of like his character is really funny in the show. And they give him a few jokes in the live action, but a lot of Sokka's comedy is slapstick, I would say. And he does things like his head gets really big and his eyes bulge out and he flaps his hands around and he and it's animated and it's only done in a way that only could be done in animation. Where if they try to do a live action, it would look ridiculous and like maybe super deformed and probably like a horror movie.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily think that like the big head or the big eyes would work, but like that the flapping could work.
The mannerisms.
Mannerisms,
Yeah, no, they definitely toned down his comedy, 100%. And it's not just that. It's 100% not just that.
That was another casting choice that bugged me, and I brought this up last night. He looks like a really young Jared Padalecki from, like, what I was remembering him from was from Gilmore Girls. Yeah. Dean from Gilmore Girls, and I can't not see it. And so just the whole time, it just bothered me. I was like, that's not...
I have the same problem with Iroh. Like, I love that actor, but I just finished watching Convenience Store.
Kim's Convenience?
Yeah.
I loved Kim's Convenience.
I was like, oh, I need a snack.
I gotta get I'm putting young Jared Padalecki next to that.
Yeah, to get his Dean.
I forgot about
his Dean days.
Yeah.
He just looks like him, and it just bothered me the whole time.
It's what you're 100% right. Like I'm never going to be able to unsee this now.
Well, and it took me like halfway through the season to be like, who does he remind me? Like, why? And it's because I was on Netflix and Gilmore Girls came up that I was like, damn it, it's Dean. That's Dean.
And I used to, like, Aaron and I have watched Gilmore Girls, I don't even know how many times. And
it's one of my comfort shows. It's one of my, I will just put it on and it'll run in the background. Because I've seen it 100 times. I watched it when it was on, and it's just a...
Okay, I put them next to each other so that we could see them juxtaposed to each other. And it's 100% correct.
It's him.
It's him. It's ridiculous how similar they look. I'm never going to be able to unsee that now.
Sorry, I've ruined live action Sokka for you.
It's true.
He was ruined before.
He was ruined before, she said. It's such a great show. Like, it's very dated in some aspects, but also
there's
it's a great show.
Problematic parts to it now, but
there's definitely some problematic comedy and a few storylines that are that are definitely dated for the 90s. But like, I would say 90% of the show is great.
See, but like, no, Glenn, I mean, I've watched all of Supernatural too, but it's that young him that he really, like, he really looks like that.
Yeah, this is when he was actually like, this is when he was in Gilmore Girls. This is
That's
actually from a Gilmore
yeah.
Girls scene.
Yep.
That's when he was in the gazebo in the town square. But he actually, when he left Gilmore Girls, he went on to Supernatural, and they make several Gilmore Girl references in Supernatural, which is really funny. Dean constantly fucks with him. It's especially when they do the episode where they come out of the show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, where, like
the
Gabriel Kurt messes with them, and they're on the set in Hollywood and things like that. They pass by the Gilmore Girls set, and Dean makes fun of him for it. All right, but we're watching Avatar.
Anyway, it was related to Avatar.
It
I know.
was.
Kind of.
I'm trying to pay attention. The whatchamacall, the prison here, by the way, when I watched the extras for this episode, is modeled after Alcatraz. I mean, it's not that hard to see, especially because it's a prison in the middle of a lake, which is kind of like Alcatraz is a prison in the middle of is it an estuary or a river? I don't know.
It's in the middle of the bay, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think it's fed by a river. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's in a bay in California, but it's in the middle of a body of water, which is what this is too.
Surrounded by sharks.
Yes.
And really aggressive tide.
Mm-hmm.
This one's just surrounded by boiling water, hence
Yeah.
the name. Did you pick up the Star Wars reference there?
No.
Aren't you a little short for a guard? And it's literally him rescuing her from the prison, just like Leia.
This is why they're problematic together. They both have that power.
Yeah, oh, true story. Absolutely true story. And Glenn was saying that Reverse BLT is going to be on the show soon too, on his show soon too. So I can't imagine what that tangent's gonna look like.
You are not keeping it under 60 minutes. I'm just telling you now, Glenn.
I'm more interested to see where they end up on their tangent than even the content of what the show is at this point, to be honest. The other interesting thing, I rewatched this show a couple of times while I was on the computer today, throughout the day today, and there's not that much bending in these two episodes.
No, not really. Mm-mm.
I don't know if it's the first or the only, but it's definitely at least one of the very few episodes that we see both Aang and Katara. No, I think Katara bent in the. Yeah, she did. Aang does not bend at all in either of these episodes. We see him before they leave, but he never bends, and very little fire bending until the end, obviously. Is the teleparty not working? All right, I'll mess with the teleparty a little bit and see if I can get it to work. But I won't mess with the timer for anybody. So if anyone's following along with the timer, that'll stay the same. I'll make sure I line it back up. The other thing that I saw when I was looking up, because the warden here is only in like this episode, I think these two episodes. So I was wondering who played him. If anyone watched Prison Break, which was I enjoyed that show. The actor that played one of the guards that's in that show, that's like one of the main characters, Brad. He's Officer Brad in the show, like Brad something with a P. But he's like one of the main guards in the show. That's the voice actor that's doing the warden in this episode. Yeah, no, it's fine. I'll get. It's all it takes is reloading the page, and it generates a new link for me for the watch parties. Not a big deal. And then I just resync the them up, which is done there. So I generated a new link, so we'll see if this one works. So maybe it wasn't you, Redfield. Maybe it is the web extension. Like, we haven't had a problem with this web extension yet, but maybe they changed something, or I don't know.
I'm not saying it was me.
I'm super jealous because that means Luna is not coming back to me.
Oh.
Yeah, that's rare because Luna and the other two don't get along very well. Yeah,
Oh,
it
really?
works now. Okay. All right. So it works for Rosa now. Maybe it'll work for everyone else.
Does Luna not get along with them, or do they not get along? Like, who is the? Is
It
Luna the
depends.
fussy one?
It goes
Okay.
both ways. It goes both ways. Like, sometimes, like, Luna won't be doing anything. He'll just be walking by them and they'll fuck with him. And sometimes, like, they'll be just like, smelling him and he'll just, start fucking with them. But they don't like hate each other. They can exist in the same room together and not fight. And they'll sometimes even be next to each other and like lay on the floor next to each other, not on top of each other, but like within a couple of feet and not fight. But they aren't friendly in any way.
I think you mean
I love
Human,
this.
I should mean. Yeah.
Hilarious. These two are hilarious. The specifically Chit Sang or whatever, and his friends that we meet later. I like them. I don't know why I like them. I tried finding out who played Chit Sang and I couldn't find, because it's probably one of there's like 3 people that do additional voices.
Yeah.
I could probably just, instead of looking on IMDb, I could just Google it, I guess. Ezekiel Rollins. No idea. Oh, okay. He did these 2. His only credits on IMDb are these 2 episodes of Avatar.
He could also be like a producer or like somebody
That's
that
true.
was just in the studio that one day.
He does have a pretty unique voice, though. Like, I like his character's voice is unique. He doesn't sound like a generic dude. So, I don't know. Interesting. I like the consistent. Oh, go ahead.
No, mine was not related to this. Go ahead.
Okay.
This is another.
I like the consistency that they go with the Fire Nation, like, not decor, because there's nothing decorated here, but like the aesthetic of the Fire Nation. Like, when you're in a Fire Nation ship, in a Fire Nation building, in a Fire Nation prison, like it all looks very similar. I mean, obviously they do that on purpose, but it was done well.
Yeah.
Have they confirmed the live action for more seasons? Like past?
Yes.
Okay.
At least one more.
But
A lot of.
they're also coming out with like other avatars, right?
Yeah, but that is the original. So the original 2 creators of Avatar were originally attached to the live action show, but they left due to creative differences with Netflix.
Yeah, I could see why.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they left, Nickelodeon gave them their own studio.
As they should.
Yeah, as they should have already. Like, it shouldn't have taken this long. But they gave them Avatar Studios and were like, do whatever you want. Like, here's a huge budget, do whatever the hell you want. So they're going to be making new television series, like multiple, and standalone movies.
Yeah, as they should. I like Korra. Like, I know that some people hated it, but I really enjoyed it.
I think, I haven't seen a lot of legitimate criticism of Korra that isn't just veiled misogyny.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's more adult. Like, if you're looking at who this was originally intended for, like, it's definitely I won't let my kids watch that, but they watched all of Avatar with me. But it's phenomenal. I just binged it recently before I started watching the live action, and I mean, I'm gonna keep rewatching it because it was incredible. I was so shaken at the end of season 3. Like, I was binging it and just watching. I had to take a break at the end of season 3 because I was just like emotionally drained before we got to season 4. It was so good. So good.
nothing will make me as emotional as Leaves on a Vine, but there's a lot of good, like, emotional invoking, like, things that happen in Korra. And the only, like, legit criticism that I would give it is that it is darker than the original, or more adult, not exactly darker than the original series, but that's only because, like, when I watch the original series, I watch it because I want to, like, I watch it as, like, a feel-good show. Like, if I'm in a bad mood, I'll put Avatar on. I wouldn't put Korra on to uplift myself.
No.
Well, if you also think about the ages of the people, Korra is like, what, 17?
No, she's in her 20s, I think.
Oh, is she? And Aang's like 12.
Yeah.
Of course, Korra is going to end up being a little bit more adult. She's dealing with adult situations. I mean, not that Aang isn't.
Okay, no, you are 100% correct. She is 17 when the show starts. She is 21 or 22 when the show ends.
Nice. Okay.
But that's still way older than 12. It's only 5 years, but it's way older than 12. And for women, because y'all advance much faster than us, that's much more advanced.
I will teach a 17-year-old. I will not teach a 12-year-old.
See, I'm the exact opposite. You couldn't pay me to teach a teenager.
That's funny. That's
Middle
pretty funny.
school is the worst.
Oh, it is I call it a black hole. It is a black hole. It's terrible.
Dad!
Look at him with his nice hair.
The creators originally wanted it to grow with the original audience of Avatar. That was the idea.
Makes sense.
But when I won't spoil anything for people who haven't seen Korra, and we plug, by the way, we're going to be posting our poll soon for our new show. So maybe Korra can be on there. I don't know if anyone has ideas or desires for a new show. You tell us now and share it on social media. Tell us in Discord, and it could influence what ends up being on the final list.
Yeah, please. We want your opinions too.
We definitely want your opinions. That's why we do the poll in the first place. But also, like, if you guys have ideas, let us know. But I don't want to spoil anything for Korra. Maybe we watch it, maybe we don't. But like the end of season 1 of Korra, I was like, holy shit, with one of the things that happened.
Yeah.
We can talk. I'll later. Maybe I'll mention what it is, and I'll give people warning. But I won't. I don't want to spoil anything. Oh, look, another teacher. That's fair. I mean, it also depends on the person. Like, I don't want to teach any children.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which is why my children have 4 legs and tails.
Yeah,
I
couldn't teach
Janet with elementary school kids, but she can't deal with high school. It also helps, or doesn't help, that she looks like high school. Whereas, like, I can't do like 12 and younger. Like, don't even talk.
All right. I'm adding that to the list, BLT. Like, so basically what we do in between now and next Monday, because next Monday we're going to have our list of 4 to post on social media, is we kind of talk amongst ourselves in the Dragon Mount staff Discord, Dragon Mount staff chat, and we pitch ideas back and forth to each other. So I'm going to add that to the list to pitch into there for the show. I can tell you guys what my list is, because I have a list that's like 7 shows long. I have Legend of Korra, Ahsoka, Fallout, Silo, Blue Eye Samurai. What else did I have on there? Oh, I want to do Rebels at some point, but we can't. It's just, I think it's too many episodes. Well, maybe in the future we'll do one, but it's too many episodes right now.
Yeah, they're very long.
Oh, yay, we got a bot. That's fun.
Ooh, yeah.
You've made it when you get a bot.
Yep. It's not a porn bot, though. Then that's when we know we really get up there. Ooh,
I was excited for Fallout. That's definitely still on my list.
Fallout was really good. I didn't play the game because I can't really do like the first person shooter. It fucks with my brain. But I was really impressed with the TV show.
TV show is great. The lore of Fallout is cool. Like it's for a video game, it's great, and there's some really fun characters in it. And I think the show did a great job at adapting the framework of a great story and taking like the fun, memorable bits out of the game and putting it into a TV show.
Putting it in the show. My the only way I can play first person shooters is I have to invert it because my brain can't. I have to invert the y-axis or I can't do it. It doesn't make sense to me, and
Brendan has a Steam Deck, and I was like messing with it, and I started getting like a headache because it was just I couldn't. Yeah.
I really enjoyed Fallout 4. I didn't play 76 a lot. I got it when it first came out and it was riddled with bugs and it was horrible, but I didn't play it very much. But I have well over 1,000 hours into Fallout 4.
You're from Boston? Oh no, New York.
What'd you say?
I said, but Boston.
Oh yeah, no. Well, that's why I got to repaint the green machine, so like it was great. That's one of the quests in the game. I have to go get the paint for the wall for the stadium in the stadium.
The one thing, sorry to go back to Korra. The one thing that doesn't sync with Korra versus Avatar is the technological jump that happened between the two. Like I like them, and if it happened that Katana is excessively long when FYI she's in that show. Yeah. It makes more sense. But like you invented cars real fast.
Yeah.
You don't even really have combustion on engines.
No, they have steam. Yeah, no, they use steam engines. Yeah, they have they do progress to like a 1920s era from like a. It's
but as somebody who loves steampunk and loves the 20s and loves diesel punk,
me too.
I'm here for it. It was just very jarring.
Oh my god, me too. Verse VLT, I'm so excited. The first season of Silo was great. I literally I got Apple TV, like I paid for a couple of months subscription just to watch that show. It was a great show. The technology in this setting of Avatar and even the previous 100 years is weird because like the Fire Nation has forged but it does make sense because they can control fire, so they literally can melt metal where it would take a lot for other civilizations to develop that technology without literally being able to manipulate fire imagine being able to create and manipulate fire and heat with needing no fuel.
Yeah. Wow.
So they don't need to burn, they don't need to make coal, they don't need to burn trees, they can forge with absolutely no burning of any kind of fuel. So it makes sense that they're advanced for all of the other nations. Like they have actual moving vehicles powered by steam, and the earthbenders are traveling around by whatever horse ostrich pulled cart, and the waterbenders are getting pulled by what's up?
I love turtle ducks. Like if
me too. And the waterbenders are getting pulled by wolf seals or whatever is up there in dog sleds. So I guess once all of the nations marry together again and are not literally trying to kill each other, I guess it kind of makes sense that they advance kind of quickly. I don't know. Especially, too, with the advent of metal bending.
Yeah, but figuring out
Yeah.
how a combustion engine works.
Do they use combustion engines? Like, is it fuel? Is it gas? I don't know.
Thought they were, but it's
I don't know.
really
I honestly don't know. I have no idea. Or is it fueled by bending? I don't know.
I don't think it's fueled.
I don't know. I honestly have no idea. I don't know the answer to that question.
I mean, yeah, when you stop trying to kill all of the other nations, you get a lot of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The that's the best thing about when the nations get back together, is them being able to share knowledge. Oh yeah, Luna's coming back. They get to share knowledge amongst each other again, and like not just be killing each other. I don't want to make him jump up there. So. You gonna go back to your bed?
My life goals, though.
Yeah, he went back to his bed, but that means we get Lunacam again. Lunacam. That's his butt. Luna, stop showing everyone your butt.
I see your cute little face. I like it when he sticks one paw over. Just like
Yeah.
just one little
He knows
paw.
what he's doing. He knows that he looks cute.
Man,
So this
I need a t-shirt that says I'm here for Luna.
I'm here for the Luna content. This episode is also Azula's first little crack in her shell when she starts to lose it. And it's because she loses her friends, which are really the only normal part of her whole life, almost. Like, her relationship with them is obviously very, very strained and in a lot of ways forced. But there are moments that she has with them that seem genuine, and like a real friendship is there. And then Azula like kind of remembers that she has to be horrible
And puts the mask. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I don't love the live action, but I'm so new to this obsession that I'm kind of just wanting to absorb anything and everything. Yes.
Yeah.
Anything and everything. And so I'm curious, like, some of those story arcs and where they would go. And there's just some of the things from the series that I would like to see visualized in live action. So we'll see.
And even for me, like, you can't even create a parallel between the Wheel of Time and this is already visual. This can already work in a visual realm. So, like, why?
I've been saying the same thing about all of the remake of cartoon things, and it's because like the studio executives of the major studio. Real quick, I asked my cousin who's been in jail, but that's all. We'll talk about that story. Would it be easy? Would it be like like he's also a giant nerd. Like, he's a huge Wheel of Time fan. I found that out way after I started reading it, but he knew about Avatar, but he had never watched it. So I told him about that scene. I was like, would it be that easy to start a riot in jail? And he said, it wouldn't be much harder than that, to be honest. It wouldn't be much harder than that. But I feel like the TV executives, while they are getting out of the way of a lot of the creatives nowadays, and like we're getting better content for it, the idea that animation is lowbrow and not like good for large budget content or a lot of like push from the studios. It's just a fun thing for kids in the background. Like I think that's still the mentality, and that's why we're getting, like, don't get me wrong, I like a lot of the live action remakes Disney is doing with their old stuff. I don't like a lot of them.
No,
but
I don't.
There's a couple that I like.
Which one? See if we can still be friends.
I don't like the new Lion King, and that was because it was too similar to the original, while also they cut like the best song in the entire fucking movie, Scar song. I really enjoyed Aladdin. I enjoyed Aladdin a lot. I liked Will Smith's new Genie song. I liked the movie. I like Will Smith for the most part. So like I like his acting and his style. The guy that played Aladdin was great. I like the guy that played Jafar. The fact that they played Jasmine up and gave her an arc at all and stuff was great. And she's not just, you know, an avenue for a man to become the Sultan was nice.
I grew up idolizing two princesses. It was Belle and it was Jasmine. And so both of those live actions were just, it took me forever to see them because I didn't want to go there. And it was fine. I wouldn't say it was awful, but it was not, no, they don't hold a candle to the original.
Oh, no, don't get me wrong. It's not better. Like I know every single original Aladdin song by heart. And I love that movie. But I really enjoyed the remake. I did not really enjoy the live action Beauty and the Beast.
I haven't seen The
But I
Little
am
Mermaid
looking
yet for that reason. I wait a long time before I watch the live action one.
I am looking forward to Moana though, only because I love The Rock. and getting to see him sing live will be fun. But that is definitely why they are remaking things, and that's why they remade Avatar, and that's probably why the original showrunners left, is because they weren't trying to recapture the feel of the original series and tell like not a new story, but like it in a different way. They were trying. I feel like what they probably did was come to it as like, oh, this nonsense that you made, yeah, it's great, but it's a cartoon, so we have to do real work now and make it live action.
Well, you can tell they tried to make it more. It's more serious. It's more intense right from the get go.
Yeah. Which everyone hates. Not hates. Hates is a strong word, but like even adults that don't have children are like, that's not what I wanted. Like.
Yeah, that's not why I watch Avatar. That's why I watch Game of Thrones.
And honestly, that was one of the things that really turned me off from the live action. Was one of the executive producers was, we're trying to appeal to, like, it's not verbatim, but this is a quote from him. We were trying to appeal to the original Avatar fans and Game of Thrones fans.
But they're not the same.
No.
Yeah, I'm like, no.
It's weird. For a long time, we've been the like general age group that they're marketing all these things to, and so I just feel like they are destroying all the things that I loved as a kid. That's why I've had a hard time doing many of the remakes of anything. The new Fresh Prince, like, no.
The Fresh Prince was bad.
The one thing that I learned about like advertising, this is particularly like my brand, like the Redfield brand, the content that I make, is that if I make very specific content, it will radiate out more than if I make broad content and try. Like, you shouldn't go for anyone who likes fantasy. You go for these are the people that I want. People who grew up with Avatar. Oh, and then these people who do like Game of Thrones, who did live or grow up with Harry Potter, like, they come in, but you still have the base. You can't do it the other way around.
Yeah, which I will commend Amazon for doing with the Wheel of Time. They may not have accomplished it 100%, but they did really target the Wheel of Time audience with the Wheel of Time, and they literally tapped directly into the fandom right from the beginning. Like, that was their goal from the jump off point. And it really just, once it gets into the hands of the people that just want to make money, that's when they try to just genericize things, and like it becomes.
Yeah, everything
when they
has
said
to be Game of Thrones.
Yeah. When they said we want to appeal to Game of Thrones fans, I had like these horrible images in my head of like sex scenes and like fucking just crap. And I was like, no, stop it.
If I want to watch Game of Thrones, I'll watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Or I'll watch Lord of
Oh,
the Rings, because they're
oh,
similar. I'll watch The Wheel of Time.
yeah.
Avatar is not any of those three.
I 100% agree. But what I don't agree with is this statement right here. So Reverse BLT said he hadn't watched Supernatural, and Glenn, buddy,
No.
no, I vehemently disagree with you, Glenn. I
It's
love
a commitment, though. It is
a commitment. It's a lot of episodes. And don't get me wrong, the first 4 or 5 seasons is their original arc that they wanted. Like whatever. I don't want to spoil it for people that haven't seen it, but they do jump the shark a couple of times, and they do go on for too long. But there's a lot. The characters are fantastic. The interactions are fantastic. The overarching story is ridiculous.
I think they had humor about it. I mean, like
and they
it
make
was
fun of themselves. It's very
Yeah,
tongue
they
in
do.
cheek.
Yeah.
New idea. If you just want this to go on forever, you should just keep doing One Piece.
I love that they all they do it well in this show, and I like the dynamic they do in Korra with it, but they never really make the non-benders seem at a much of a huge disadvantage in fights with benders. Like they're really not. Like, watch this fight specifically right now. Azula's probably one of the best firebenders on the planet. Ty Lee takes her out in a couple of seconds. This is her breaking point, though. This is it. This is such a great scene, too.
Well, I mean, if you're a bender, what is the point of becoming good at fighting?
Yeah.
Because you have
Zuko
been,
is.
if you're a fighter, you're fighting against supernatural things.
Mhm.
So you have to be
Yeah.
better at fighting than the benders are at bending.
Yeah. They do, a lot of them do practice martial arts as well. Like Zuko's very good. Zuko is very, very good at martial arts. He shows that when he's the blue demon and things like that, where he does no bending at all. He just uses the swords and stuff. And I definitely agree. There's probably plenty of benders that rely way too much just on their bending. But I think they still do a great job of showing that it's not just a complete, like, no contest match between, a well-trained martial art fighter and a well-trained bender.
Yeah.
Even though that is, and this isn't a spoiler for Korra, but that is a point of contention throughout all of Korra, is bending versus benders versus non-benders, and like power dynamics with that, which is an interesting thing to explore, I think. Personally, in a Wheel of Time tabletop setting that I made, that is a dynamic that happens in the Fourth Age. I love this show so much. Sokka's ridiculous, by the way.
Yeah.
He always like, though he definitely is one of the kids, because I'm one of those kids, that disarms awkward moments and difficult feelings with humor, because that's what he does all the time. All the fucking time. I fucking love this show, though. Such a good show.
And I think at the time, like, this animation style was very, like, smooth. I don't remember seeing anything. I remember thinking, like, wow, that looks really natural.
I've seen, what the hell was that? Oh, it's the timer. I let the timer play. I've seen 2 different schools of thought with that there were supposed to be 4 seasons, and then some saying that they were going to do 3 seasons originally. But the 3rd season, when they knew that it was done, they put all of their budget into the animation, because you could really, like, if you watch an episode from book 3, go play an episode from book 1 real quick and just look at the difference between the 2. It's evident, but it doesn't, it's not, the animation style doesn't change. It's just like the crispness of it is just a tiny step up but I love the animation style of the entirety of the show. And Korra is very different, but it's still great.
No.
Korra incorporates a lot of like 3-dimensional stuff. They do a lot of cool like camera
They're playing
pans.
more with digital, I feel.
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah, there's
this
a lot
one
of digital
digital really wasn't a thing yet.
Yeah. And they do a lot of cool perspective with making it like there's an actual cameraman in the action instead of like, oh, we're doing an animation, we can make the camera be here and here and here and here and here and here because it doesn't matter. And they have these really cool panning shots in Korra that like, especially when they're driving and like they skid out and stuff like that I really like a lot. Now I want to watch Korra. Son of a bitch.
Do it. It's on the list.
You can do it all by yourself.
It's true. It's just I keep just watching so many shows. I told Thom to rewatch Rings of Power. All right. I see you guys saying you're excited for Rings of Power season 2.
We just did that though.
Yeah, we did it so recently. Like we watched Rings of Power.
I was in it.
Yeah, I know. You did an episode with us. It was like what? Like
Last
the
fall?
beginning of this year. Or maybe the end of last year.
I think it was winter. I think it was in the winter. Yeah, we just did it. We can't do it again. We'll do season 2 though. Like
Maybe we'll do season 2 after season 2's been out. Like once it's completed, we can do season 2. I also honestly was not super impressed with season 1. Like I enjoyed it. Like I enjoyed. See what happens with. I like bad TV though. Like I as a kid, we used to go to Blockbuster and specifically look for the worst horror movie that we could possibly find, and then we would watch it. Like that was our goal. We called them horrorables. It was a lot of fun. But like the way I went into Lord of the Rings of Power was like I kind of just picked out the things that I liked and then was like, all right, these are cool. Like Galadriel was sick, other than thinking she could swim across the entire fucking ocean for no reason.
Why not? I think I've been on this show 4 times, and the one episode you had me watch The Rings of Power was the worst.
I know. I remember the Facebook conversations of you being like, "Why are you doing this to me?" I think you actually also said like you're only watching the show specifically because we're doing this, and that was it. I was like, I get it. And I appreciate that you would put yourself through that for us because that's how much you love us. Though, like I don't want to munch on anyone's bunch of crunch if people really like the show, but there's a lot of the Lord of the Rings show that I didn't like. But it's nothing to do with like the actors. I thought the acting was great. I liked the set design, the costuming.
No, I had almost no problem with the production aspect of it. It's the storytelling. I was just...
There was a lot of inconsistencies.
Yeah. And I read the Silmarillions. Like, I know it's not technically based on the Silmarillions because they didn't have access to that stuff.
Yeah,
they weren't allowed to.
Yeah.
But, like, I read a history book about, the Lord of the Rings, and this show was painful.
Yeah. It's what they should see. This falls back to what we were talking about studio executives just wanting to try to capitalize on things. They were like, the Lord of the Rings, everyone loves that. What's that Wheel of Time nonsense? We'll give them 2 quarters to rub together, and we'll give the Lord of the Rings $490 million.
Yeah, no one asked for the Silmarillion.
No,
and are they coming out with the Lord of the Rings show? Or was it the Hobbit show? Like, they were coming out with another
They are coming out with more Lord of the Rings shows. They are. They're doing it. Oh, they're doing a Smeagol thing now too.
Oh yeah.
It's like Smeagol before, like in between when he finds the ring and when he loses the ring. Like why? Like if
no
they
one
would have done
this. No one cares.
Once the Tolkien estate wasn't going to allow them to use any adaptation of anything outside of that one's like the specific, very narrow focus that they gave them. They should have just not done it.
Yeah, it should have been done.
Yeah, like there's definitely a lot of really great story to be told from the Silmarillion with adaptation done to it. But when they literally couldn't use aspects of the created world and had to create new things, it could have been good, but the things that they gave us were not good. They were bad. In my opinion, I didn't like them.
I don't even mind if they scrapped all of the names. If they were just like, this is a new place, this is almost nothing to do with
in this world,
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
this is a completely different thing. It's kind of like
a story after the setting, like after Mordor falls, like a new story.
It's almost, I mean, not that they're the same, but like.
Yep.
That's true. Like you have a built-in, probably multi-million-dollar
you're gonna
fan
get.
Base. That's gonna
There's a floor that you're.
But
just,
yet again, like if you didn't place it in the if you didn't place it in the Lord of the Rings, place it someplace like the Lord of the Rings, you're going to get the Lord of the Rings fans because it's like the Lord of the Rings. You're going to get the Wheel of Time friends because
they could have just taken the budget and gave it to Wheel of Time. Everyone would have been happy, I feel. The Lord of the Rings fans wouldn't have be mad that they gave them that, and the Wheel of Time fans would have been far happier because Rafe would have been able to do what he needed to do to compensate for COVID, let alone just, a bigger budget.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like they had a $73 million budget for season 1, and Lord of the Rings had a $490 million budget.
Yeah.
That's a huge disparity.
Yeah.
But anyway, Avatar. So I like the live action. It's okay. The cartoon's amazing. It's not going anywhere there, and we're getting more of it from the original creators. So I'm excited about that. So we're gonna see. You weren't. Did you? Now I can't remember. Were you here last week with Sargon? No.
Me?
No, you couldn't come last week because of the flood. Right. I saw you yesterday, and that's why
interwebs.
Yeah, that's why my brain is messed up. Okay, so we're gonna see if Katie, like Sargon, did not read his whole email that I sent him, and he did not know that I had interview questions for him. So we'll see if Katie did. But we're gonna ask them anyway, and we'll just put her on the spot because that's what I did to Sargon. They're not difficult; they're just simple, stupid questions. They're interview questions for you. But have you ever seen Inside the Actors Studio?
Me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry, you called me by my name.
Oh, my bad.
So I was confused. I was like, but that's not her name.
No, I forgot.
It doesn't.
I have you listed as Katie Redfield in the thing too, because that's what it was in Jordan Con. So I was like, okay, that's fine then.
That's true.
Okay.
Yes and no. Like certain episodes I've seen.
Okay, but so at the end of each episode, he would ask like a set of 10 questions, and that was the questions that. Okay, so we kind of adopted that, and because I loved that show, so that gave me the idea for it. We don't ask the same questions. Some of them are like 3 or 4 of them are the same, and then the rest we kind of just based on those questions.
Okay.
But there's no right or wrong answer. It's just about you. So it doesn't, there's no pressure at all. But that's what we've been doing with all of our guests since we've started this new season of Avatar, since book 3. And that's what we're going to continue to do. We're also probably going to record Dragonmount staff answers.
Yeah, we need to get our answers up there.
I'm also going to be sending requests to Harriet, Maria, Alan, everybody. I want to see how many people we can get, and I'm going to see if I can grab Guy Roberts.
I was going to say we should have done it. We should have done it with Guy. That'd be great.
Yeah. So maybe when I get back from WatCon, I might have a video for everybody of Guy Roberts answering these questions. So anyway, I think that's enough preamble to our nonsense. Let me grab the questions in the correct order so that because Crystal and I go back and forth with asking the questions. Okay.
You haven't changed it, have you? I have. They're still in the same.
They're still in the same order. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't change it.
Okay.
Because
Good.
I need consistency.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, what is your favorite word?
Perambulator.
Ooh.
That's the fastest anyone ever
No
answered that question.
hesitation. Okay.
And that's a fantastic word. What the hell does it mean?
Yeah.
It's like a baby stroller.
Perambulator.
Yeah.
That's
Pram
fantastic.
is the
Perambulator. Oh, I got it.
Perambulator
I didn't
is
know
the
it was.
longer.
There was a full. Okay.
That's fantastic. I want to
Bumper
Aaron.
is also
Aaron,
called.
buy a perambulator from Amazon for Luna so that we could take him outside.
Oh, that's cute. So in the same vein, what's your least favorite word?
Chunks.
Ooh.
That is a bad word.
That's not a good
horrible.
word.
It's such a bad word. That's great. Such a
Although
good
I
answer.
do just chunk. I always think of the Goonies. So if you
That's
take
what
the
I thought
S
of
off, it's
too.
not as bad. Yeah.
But it also gave me flashbacks to hurtful nicknames that I had when I was a child too.
No.
I always called him by his proper name. Not really. I still call him. All right. What is an everyday sound that you like?
The hum of a sewing machine.
Okay.
I like that.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
You would have to make your beautiful costumes. What's an everyday sound that you hate?
I don't think I. Let's get dark. My own thoughts.
That's 1000% true.
Yep.
I
feel
listen
you so
to
hard.
music podcasts through my headphones a lot. And when I don't have those things, I don't know what to do with myself.
Oh, I have to fall asleep to things playing because I can't fall asleep to the stuff that's in my own head. It does not work.
Yep. Aaron and I, like, Aaron used to be a person that needed quiet to sleep. That changed. It took a couple of years of us sleeping like together, but the TV is on now because it's not white noise. White noise doesn't work for me either.
But I have to have white noise too. I set a timer. I set a timer on the TV. Then the white noise has to be there. Although I can't have the light of the TV, so it's literally, I'm so spoiled. It's on my phone with my phone upside down, listening to what it is. Because the light, I got to a certain age where the light bothers me.
Yeah, I can't do light.
Some TVs actually have a setting where you could turn the screen off, but it stays on. So like the sound will stay on. Just to let you know, because I'd use that all the time.
I was at a hotel once where the TV was always on.
Had that grip. Mm-hmm.
Where I had to put a towel over it. It was just so bright.
That's terrible.
And I'm so spicy, real spicy. I can't sleep with it over my eyes because my husband's like, get a sleep mask. I'm like, nope. I can't have something on my face while I'm sleeping.
That was Erin too until she had LASIK surgery and she had to wear something.
It took me a while. We have a light, like a street light outside of our window that we put a box fan in, like on the days when you can do that. And I have to wear a mask or I'm not sleeping.
Okay. Man, our human brains are fucking weird, dude.
So strange.
It's so interesting how varied people are too. Like, I cannot sleep with anything on my face. I have to sleep with something on my face.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then like, oh god, our brains are like, they're such garbage cans. They're so bad. The worst ever. There's a guru that I follow that's what he said. Your brains are garbage cans, and he's like, they give you the worst thoughts whenever you don't want them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's how your brain works.
Yeah.
He's like, watch, don't think about elephants. Everyone's thinking about elephants now.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's great. Anyway, okay. So these next two questions are like, actually, all of the next questions are based in like
Yeah,
fictional universe. So like any kind of fictional universe. It could be video games, television, movies, books, comic books, anything you want. But fiction is the idea. And then these next two questions are in general, not for you specifically. Okay. So in general, what fictional character do you think would make the best partner or spouse? See, that's why I said it's not for you, because specifically. Because that's hard. You got to pick like.
I read a lot of romance novels.
Okay.
So narrowing them down is a little hard.
Did anyone pop in your head immediately?
Yeah, but they're being really bad. Like they're really interesting as a person. So my happy place is Pern.
Okay.
So like the first place I went was like Master Harper Robington. But then I was like, no, he's awful. Like he's an interesting person, but as a spouse, I feel like he'd be really bad. So I don't like Siebel, I feel like would be good. But then again, he's very like, I have my life, you have your life, I feel like. But we're just gonna go there.
Okay. So Dragon Riders of Pern.
Yeah.
Seabolt. Okay. All right.
Okay. So who would make the worst partner or spouse? Like the very
Harper
worst.
Robington.
Yeah. Yeah.
That one was easier. Oh, Luna's in your favorite pose now.
Oh yeah. Just a one paw. That's the picture I want for my shirt. That says I'm here for Luna. Still one paw.
Your turn.
Is it? Okay. So is there a fictional character, again, from any realm of fantasy that you have a crush on? Just a crush.
This one is for you.
To Miriam, this one's just for you.
Okay, we're gonna go back. As I said, I live like my sleepy time place is like I am in a weird. So we're gonna go back to the Wheel of Time. I mean, not the Wheel of Time. Ooh. God damn it. So for not Wheel of Time things, we're gonna go back to Pern, and I have a super crush on Master Harper Domic, which is wild to me. In the Wheel of Time, it would be Lan.
Okay.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of people agree with you with both of those statements.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely have a
wait.
crush on Daniel Henney. So.
I was about to say Daniel Henney.
Yes, Daniel Henney, but I liked him before Daniel Henney.
Okay.
Fnor is also best man.
Okay.
But I don't like him as much. I didn't really like the Weirs, which is wild because that's really what the Dragon Riders of Pern is about. I like the Harper Hall. They're my people.
All right. Well, then this may be easy for you to answer. If you had the opportunity to assume a vocation, get a job, join a group, a specific group or something like that, from any like affiliation, from any property.
Oh my god. I have an outfit for this character.
Okay.
Yes, I have one.
All right.
I would be, and it kind of goes with what I do anyway, Master Weaver.
Okay.
Hmm.
Can you
Primarily
describe
a
just for people that
that's
may not have read Pern, is like what would they do?
So the master or the weavers weave things. There is a specific sewing guild within the weavers, but they primarily like weave fabric, make garments. There's also like a leather section of them, but I think they're their own thing.
Oh,
But yeah, no, she has a whole outfit. I think I posted it a while back, like
Okay.
a while back.
all right.
I got
Nice.
fire lizards. Like you have no idea.
That's awesome. So what do you think is?
Sorry.
Go ahead. No, go.
I wouldn't also mind going to Earthsea because I really like water and boats.
Me too. That would be fun.
All of my book references are going to be from like the 80s.
That's fine. I grew up in a beach town and living on boats and in the ocean. So
Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
So what do you think is like the very worst job, the very worst vocation, the thing you would not want to do?
Anything that had to do with healing.
Which is funny for a Water Tribe member, but I guess not everyone heals, but they have the
Well, I
capability.
think Fire Nation.
Oh, right. You did say Fire Nation afterwards. Yeah.
So I really enjoyed dissecting things. Like when I was in biology, I really liked dissecting things, and I would dissect other people's frogs.
Oh my god.
But the
Fantastic.
problem is that I couldn't be a surgeon because I'd be so stressed about keeping them alive.
Mm.
So like I don't like I appreciate people who really want to heal, but that's not me.
That's great. Okay.
It's a lot of
That's
stress.
nice.
It's a lot of responsibility.
I like that
so
answer.
much
That's a great
stress.
answer. All right. So this one's a little deeper, but
I think it's the hardest one. I think it's probably
I
the
think this is
hardest
the
one.
hardest one. Yeah, it's a little deeper.
Is it
But
because I came up with my favorite word like that?
no, that was fantastic. That was the fastest anyone's ever answered
Ever.
any question, let alone. But okay. Is there a specific portrayal of the afterlife in any form of fiction that you've read, watched, played, anything, that you would find intriguing enough that you would want to be real when it was your time?
A lot of the things that I read and watch don't necessarily have to do with death. I don't necessarily watch or read things to expand my brain.
That's fair.
Fair.
Sorry, I'm doing two things at once.
No, you're good.
I'm trying to find the costume that I made for the Dragon Riders of Pern. But I know that in my audibles that I do have one that would be really interesting. But I'm blanking on the name.
Well, what is the afterlife life like in the what happens to people when they die in Pern?
No one knows. They don't actually talk a lot about the afterlife. I don't even know if they have a religious system.
Mm.
This one, I'm sure you've seen, Thom.
Oh yeah, okay, I've seen it. If you text it to me, I could throw it up on the screen.
Let me get the book first, because I
Okay.
know what the cover looks like.
That's fair. Personally, I would say this. I don't know if it would be my choice overall, but I do like the idea of the reincarnation.
Oh, for sure.
Though I would definitely want to remember things, even if it was just while in dead in the world of dreams.
So I found it.
Okay.
It's called The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy.
All right.
And it's kind of westerny. I don't want to give it away. But it has zombies, which I normally don't like. But in this case, they're yeah, I can't give it away.
It's okay.
So Heart is like a zombie-ish killer. He kills zombies. And then Mercy is an undertaker. And these people keep getting reanimated. And the part of the story is figuring out why that happens.
Okay.
So, yeah, I can't.
You don't want to spoil it. I get it.
Yeah.
So
it's
what's
a very
the name
good
of it?
book. I really do like it.
What's the name of it?
The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy.
Okay.
Heart,
Well,
H-A-R-T.
okay. If Erin, if you're not covered in cats, if you want to post like a link to like a good read or something of that.
Here.
The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy. That's it.
Probably
Okay.
the newest book.
I like that. I like that. I'm not usually a huge fan of Western settings, but it's only when it's in just like.
It's almost not a Western setting. I say Western because he's like a sheriff.
That's fair. Okay.
But
I got it, Aaron.
takes place more
Aaron,
in like a swampy area. Like they have boats. Like part of the death process is making a boat for the person.
That's cool. Almost like Viking.
Yes. Yeah. And you like specific woods means different things. And part of like Mercy's job is to build the boats for the person.
That's cool. All right.
Interesting.
I like it. So while you're sending the picture to me, I can also promote for next week. So I'm gonna say right now, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I'll definitely be here. Crystal, if anything, it'll be Crystal, but I don't think I'm gonna be so dead that I won't be able to be here. But I'm definitely so I'll go out on a limb right now and say I'll definitely see you guys next week. But we will have our poll going next week. So if anyone has any ideas of shows that we want to watch, I did write down the few that I saw pop up in chat before, and I threw it in our staff chat so that we can talk about it later. We're going to get our poll for next week, and then the week after will be our last episode of Avatar, and we'll have to start a new show. But before that happens, we have 2 more shows left. So next week, we're going to be watching one of my favorite shows in the entirety of Avatar. And the reason why is in the thumbnail image. So the play that they go to in the Ember Island Players is fantastic. I love it so much.
Secret Tunnel.
It's so great. It's so great. And Toph's reaction is the best. But these 2 episodes are some of the greatest episodes in the show. Anyway, we're going to have author Kyoko M, who is, if anyone has been to Jordan Con, you've seen her because she's been at the last 5 Jordan Cons. She actually writes Western urban fantasy horror books, I want to say. Kind of. She has written them before. At least. That's not all she writes. But I'm recalling at the moment one of her book covers, and it has a female character, and she's got the hat and a gun and everything.
Yeah, I was trying to see. I don't have it. It's not where I can reach it.
Oh, you have one of her books?
I got, yeah.
She's also a really an awesome person, and I'm going to get her to give us some pictures too. She is one of those people that loves to go to the celebrity meet and greets, and she's got a million pictures with so many celebrities. So I got to give. And she's always dressed in something. She does cosplay, and she dresses up for it. And she's got a lot of fun stories, as well as being a super talented author and just a fun person and a huge nerd. So we'll have fun with that. Oh, I see. Okay. We have the link to the book. And then I think, oh, what did you say? Oh yeah, she had something in the Space Funk thing that we promoted when
Yep.
Gerald was here. So she does have an article in the Space Funk book, which I think the Kickstarter is still going for, and Erin shared the link for. So if anyone is interested in a sci-fi themed anthology that is, I want to say, entirely written by
10 more days.
Black authors, and fantastic. And like, I can personally say at least 5 of those authors I've read and are great authors. And Gerald and Milton really can pick out great authors. So I am enthusiastic about all the other ones too. So yeah.
So I sent you the pictures, and then I couldn't put it in the regular chat, but in the private chat is a link to the Goodreads of Undertaking of Heart and Mercy.
Okay. I will get these pictures going right now. My screen back up. And I mean, we can just stare at Ben and Deadpool for a second when I pull up these pictures.
That Deadpool is a friend of mine. He has a Deadpool like add-ons for every holiday.
That's fantastic. I was going to ask if you knew him.
Yeah, that's my friend Carl.
That's fantastic. I love that he's got the knife in his head. I didn't notice it until just now. That's so great. I saw someone dressed as Elsa Deadpool at a con that I went to. All right. So this is the character from Pern that you were talking about.
Yes.
Okay. Oh my God, the dress is fantastic. So, and you made, again, obviously, I just want to remind everybody, I know this, but you made, again, all of the pieces.
So crazy.
Yes. And then she has like the 2 patches on, and then she got like the master braid. Like, I researched too much.
No, you didn't. It very much so enjoyed doing it, and it's it's the thing that you get to nerd out about.
I do. And there's also, before Anne McCaffrey died, she had a illustrator illustrate all of the people. It's called the People of Pern, and I used that heavily.
Does our friend here have a name?
Which one is that one? That one is not Booker, Miza. Oh no, I forgot his name.
Oh, I can see the patches there. Oh, I put you on the spot.
You gotta have all of them. It's not Josephine. Josephine's red.
See, and now so Gnomon Garden is usually our encyclopedia knowledge of the Wheel of Time and recently Avatar, but we could test. This would be a test for him for Pern. I don't know if he knows Pern. Did you make the dragon as well?
I did not.
Okay.
A friend of mine sells them, or used to sell them. I haven't seen her in a while.
And is it specifically is it a dragon for Pern, or is it just a dragon that resembles the one that you're?
It's just a dragon that resembles.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's cute.
But
I like it. You got a little
these
beard.
ones, like, she hand makes them. They have a really good weight to them, and it's all jointed, so like the wings can go up, not out, but like up, and the legs move, and the tail is weighted. They're really, really well made. I have 5 of them. 4 of them.
Wow.
I do not judge you in any way. I have many nerd things scattered throughout my house.
Do you know the thing about having children is they then take those things from you.
That's true.
They take them from you.
That's why I have a dog.
That's why I have cats.
My dog used to take things too. He was not. If it was plushy, it was his.
Boo doesn't really care unless it squeaks.
This costume is fantastic. So is this a pattern, or did you sew these too?
So the purple dot to the purple dot, but by my head,
Mm-hmm.
is one band. Like it came as a ribbon like that. And then the
Okay.
purple is its own band, and then the gold zigzag is its own band.
Okay.
Wow.
It's so nice. And I saw there was the other picture, you can see the patch that you were talking about. Yeah.
So the top patch means that it's from Fort Hold, and the bottom patch is like the guild affiliation or the hall affiliation.
Okay.
So that's
So you don't have to really wonder about which group you'd like to join because you kind of already did it.
yeah.
That's fantastic. See, that's the best thing about being so like talented at the cosplay things. Like you could just do it. Like you did it. Like you're in Aes Sedai, you're in Fallout. Also, I'll find it on your Instagram and I'll share it to the Dragon Mount just so I don't delay everybody anymore. But the another one that I love of hers, the Penguin from Batman.
Oh,
That's such a great
yes,
one.
I've seen that one.
I'm gonna share it on the Dragon Mount Instagram when we get off air. So, speaking of, it was lovely having you here. Thank you so much for coming to hang out. Obviously, you're always invited. When we do our next show, I will 100% let you know.
Yeah, no problem.
And make sure the link for Redfield's information is the link tree is in the description of the YouTube video. We shared it in the post. Erin may hear me in the next second or two and share it again because I don't have it open right now. But make sure to go and follow and like and subscribe in all the places for Dragon Mount and for Redfield's amazing cosplay to see what awards you're going to win next, right?
I don't think I have anything anytime soon.
That's fine. I just like seeing what you freaking come up with because the amount of costumes that you make is just crazy too because I see them coming up in my feed all the time, like things that you're working on and new posts. And I also follow you on TikTok because I'm a bit of a fan.
Are you always working on like multiple? Like, do you like get burned out on one and you're like, okay, I'm gonna move over here because that's
a lot of
they're
the
so
times,
intricate.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just finished Rosie from Has Been Hotel, but at the same time I've been working on Satine from Clone Wars, and I just restarted making a Barbie just for a palette cleanser, and then eventually.
Just
So I want to get
Satine.
I want to get Satine done for New York Comic Con, and then I'm going to be redoing my wardrobe, like my actual wardrobe.
That's so cool. The palette honestly, that sounded like Brandon Sanderson. Like as a palette cleanser, I just made an entire another cosplay.
It's a dress. Like I can wear it.
I'm sure it's more than just a dress. Like you do your hair and you do your makeup and like there's a lot that goes into a cosplay.
Yeah, not necessarily Barbie though.
That's fair. That's fair. Though the new movie was fantastic. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Margot Robbie is I love her so much. Anyway, I love all you guys. Thank you for hanging out with us. Like, subscribe, follow, and say goodnight, Crystal.
Good night, Crystal.